Good morning. Go ahead and say hi if you're on. It's weird lighting. I'm in my bedroom. You know, the summer is really different with the boys home because I feel like I have to be in certain rooms so I don't disturb their beauty sleep. Hey, Masha. All right, so today I've been toiling. So a lot of my visibility friends, coaches, hey Jared, I've been toiling about my second reading because a lot of times I really stop myself because my humor is so out there. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming on. So I'm doing another humor piece from my book. But I've always, every morning I stop myself. No, I don't think I'm in the right mood, or, oh, this is offensive. Well, that's been my whole life. Like, that's why I didn't write my book for 10 years, because I was trying to figure out how to bring joy and laughter to the world, but also not be like so far on the perversion side that it is like repulsive to people. So I can hang with guys like really well. Hey, and Jared knows that for sure. Hey guys, thanks for coming on. So I'm not going to do a huge intro this time. I'm just going to go right into the reading. But I almost named my book Sphincter Tales, Tales from the Dark Side. And then I went through the process of, hey, I actually have a lot more to offer. And so that's when I got into writing in my blog on the deep side of things. And so my book's called Heavy, Deep, and Real Funny. If that doesn't capture me as a person, I can't think of a better title. That's a perfect title for me. So there's always that toil of, well, do I go into humor or do I go into deep? And I've not figured out yet how I want to do the deep stuff in my book, but let's go into the funny again, because humor is necessary. It is what I have to offer the world, and I am going to be talking to a lady this week that I met about getting my humor out there more, and it's kind of made me crap my pants. So in the light of that, that's you, Rebecca, by the way. Hey, Joe. I wish I could see your guys' faces and hear your laughs. So if you are laughing, I would love for you to put not this, but this, and laughter, and keep cheering me on, because it is very strange to when you have an audience, but you don't really have an audience. You're staring at yourself. So this piece is from my book, Heavy, Deep, and Real Funny. Jared's not laughing. Okay, so I'm going to get busy. So this is on page 73. This is in light of me kind of crapping my pants about going out into the world with my humor again. And so here we go. It's called Sphincter Tales. Can you even say that loud? Can you say that word? Because I can. Mishaps, misses, and mess. Ooh, yes, I could have written a whole book about this. It says, warning, do not read this if you don't find BM mishaps funny. Everyone has had a BM. Oh, by the way, I'm reading this. I haven't practiced this either. I am going to just put it out there because it's funny to see what I wrote 4 years ago. Everyone has had a BM mishap, so let's talk about it. If you haven't, then you are definitely wound too tight and might be run by perfection, or yours is coming, I promise. In order to protect the victim of this story, I will rename him Chad. Originally, my book was going to be the title of this piece and a collection of stories over the years of friends and family and mishaps. I literally had a whole book ready to go. Aren't you glad I've grown up a little bit? Although funny, I do have more to offer the world. Honestly, I used to have friends call in to check and see if we had a new story for them around this subject matter. It's good for your health to laugh about the mishaps, misses, and messes of life. So, imagine a construction worker all suited up for a long drive up to the site in the middle of winter. We are talking layers going overhead, covering Carhartt overalls, sweatshirts, button-ups, and zippers that are filled with concrete, which makes them very hard to open quickly. Are you getting my foreshadowing here? I'm giving you this layout of the outfit so you can fully imagine when in a pinch, there is no quick way out. Chad is well known for his poorly working sphincter, a ring-shaped muscle that opens and closes an orifice, in case anyone is confused on what that means. The poor guy has not made it many a times. In fact, if I saw him sneaking up the stairs with something in his hand, it was to have the washer go to town on his latest creation. Hey Kara, welcome. It became quite the joke between us. He always joked that he had lost it in the war, but he has never served in the war, just so you're clear. He doesn't deserve that high praise. After a long day pouring concrete in a remote mountain town, Chad and Brent jumped into his truck. The truck had been breaking down frequently, and with fingers crossed, they headed down the dark, desolate road. You know the one. Bumpy, with absolutely no light, pitch black. Chad felt the extreme drop in his lower gut, and that was not a good sign. You see, when your sphincter doesn't do what it needs to do, which is clench, then you have about 30 seconds to drop and squat or bend and release. This is what brings the boys to the yard, by the way. It's my comedy. Chad immediately pulled to the side of the road and jumped out of the truck. Brent, an employee and friend for years, gave Chad the thumbs up because he was quite aware of Chad's unique problem. Welcome, you're coming in a little bit late on Sphincter Tales, but go back and listen. This is fantastic. Put any kind of emojis so I know you're there, guys. Chad pulled the first layer off of a sweatshirt as his head gets stuck in the small hole. And Chris Farley's out of the item. Next is the zipper that is cement coated. Damn. Chad breaks into a cold sweat even though it is 10 degrees outside. He strips and rips 2 t-shirts off and gets down to the main piece, his Carhartt overalls. His stomach drops and immense pain shoots through his lower GI and bowels. Yes, I am reading about this. He stumbled in pitch black night, preferring to protect his pride and avoid giving Brent a show. He was jolted into reality when his body is halted by a barbed wire fence. Luckily, he was wearing his padded Carhartt, so no blood yet. Hey, Megan. My cousin's on. I haven't seen her forever. See, when you are overcome with this gut-wrenching pain, great decisions aren't really made. Your one-track mind becomes laser-focused. He proceeded through the wire and completely got hung up in it. Writhing around like a trapped animal, the unwanted occurrence happened. Chad filled his overalls, boots, socks, and everything from upper back all the way down. I did get permission to tell this story, by the way. As his body relaxed in defeat and he submitted to reality, the wire released him onto the snow-covered ground. Now what? he thought to himself. He was at least 2 hours away from a real bathroom. He had already used his last spare underwear and no toilet paper to be had. He quickly stripped down and used his recently ripped t-shirt to clean to the best of his abilities. It probably looked like a 2-year-old discovering his filled diaper and making an art project with it all over his body. What I haven't shared is that Chad has no sense of smell either. Oh, Jared's going to come back and rewatch. All right. What I haven't shared is that Chad has no sense of smell, which caused him to be concerned on what others could smell. So with that in mind, he pondered the 2-hour drive home with Brent. Poor Brent. His stomach dropped again as he stood there in his half outfit and ripped t-shirt. He bent over and squatted in pain. Not the pain of the lower GI, but the pain of squatting down into waist-high sticker bush. Hey, Ashley. These hair-like stickers immediately embedded into his soft flesh and felt like a million bee stings. He stands, and as he does, all the fine stickers retract and get pulled in further. He screamed like a little girl as his manhood was being attacked. He pulled up his overalls, which included all the stickers that dropped in there as well. He pressed thousands of stickers into his flesh that hadn't been abused that way, ever. Into the flesh that had never been abused that way. What to do now? Well, you take the walk of shame back to the truck and come up with a story that is going to serve Brent for the ride home. With all 4 windows down and winter jackets cinched in around their faces, they drove back to Colorado Springs. Laying in bed, worried, I decided to call and check on his estimated time of arrival. No answer. Well, that means they are out of service and at least headed this way. 3 hours later, I wake to a call. Where are you? Chad answers that the truck broke down. Can you call a tow truck, or should I wake up the boys and come get you? In a small voice, he said, I don't want to call a tow truck because I completely crapped my pants. The worst one yet. I've heard this story before. I'm pretty sure it smells bad based on all the windows being down and Brent's head hanging out the window. Since this was before smartphones, I responded, okay, how do I find you? Shoot, I'll just figure it out. He hangs up. Apparently, God slipped him a solid. The first one that night. Because the truck started after he hung up with me. An hour later, Chad arrived at the house. I awoke to Chad tapping me kindly on the shoulder. Hey, honey, I need some help after I take a shower. I think I have a few stickers in my back. I told him okay, and waited for his thorough spray down to commence. As Chad laid on the bed in order to show me his back, I flicked on better lighting to see the damage. What the hell? It looks like you're having an allergic reaction from your back to your knees. I looked closer and there were thousands of stickers puckered and hanging out of Chad's white skin. I proceeded to hear the mishap of the evening, the best he had ever told, as I hand-picked out stickers from every fold a man owns. We laughed for probably 2 hours straight because, quite frankly, that is all you can do when it has to do with a malfunctioning sphincter. So thanks for coming on to this live today. I hope you had a good laugh. I would love your shares. Thank you so much for the shares that you guys created last time. I got like 1,500 views on my last reading, so that makes me super excited and motivated. Today I'm bringing humor because this world needs more humor, and it really revs me up for the day to go rock out my day. So I hope you have a blessed day, and really fun to see family that I haven't talked to in a long time and high school friends. How awesome is that? So have a blessed day and rock it out.